Hey guys, what's up? It's Sachika. Welcome to my channel where I do art, student and lifestyle content. So if you're interested in any of that, head down below and subscribe. I hope you're having an amazing day and let's get into it. So today is my May plan with me. It's a little bit more creative and a little bit more like artsy. So I know that some of you might not enjoy that, but I promise you it'll look just as good if you do it in like color pencils or just pens or something. I promise you it will look just as good. It's just this pretty floral theme which I really liked doing, and I did loads and loads of practice to do. Okay, not loads and loads. I'll explain in a little bit. But yeah, let's get into it. As I promised, it's a continuous stream from April, which I did April showers bring May flowers, and so my April was a rain theme, which I will put up there. Am I right this time? I'll put it up there and like down below, and yeah, let's get into it.
So if you're planning with me, grab your notebook, your pens, your rulers, your paints, whatever you want to. And if you're not, then grab a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you prefer, and continue watching. So let's start. So like I told you guys, this is a floral theme that I'm doing. It's based around the flower Magnolia, which is a flower that blooms in May. I wanted to be very authentic to the fact that I wanted to pick a flower that blooms in May. So that's what I did. And I did follow a tutorial at first on how to paint these, not in my bullet journal, but basically before I filmed this, I practiced a little bit. So I looked up on YouTube, as I do most things like art tutorials and stuff, on how to paint this using gouache paints. Now actually guys, I've used gouache paints maybe twice before for the two pieces that I did for my portfolio for college applications. I don't have much experience with them, basically is what I'm trying to say, but I wanted to learn how to use them, and also I think they work really well for flowers is what I've seen around the internet, and so I thought I'm gonna try and do this entire thing in gouache paints, and I'll link the tutorial that I followed down below. And I did practice and they did turn out quite nice actually, even in my practice thing. Of course, if you don't want to paint, or if you just don't own gouache paints, so basically if you own watercolors, and those are a good replacement for gouache paints. If you don't want to paint at all, I recommend drawing these flowers because they're really pretty looking, and going in with pens, like colored pens or just black and white pens, or even colored pencils if you want to, and it's quite easy to do. So at the moment I'm just laying down this base color, which is a yellow blended up to a white. Now my set of gouache paints is a set of 24 De La Rowney Simply Gouache paints is what I have. It's a set of 24 and it has a bunch of these colors that, if you see in my palette, I've laid down white, cream, yellow, pink, and then this reddish color which I can't remember the name of, but basically you can see that in going from like down to up. Now of course, if you find a smaller set, then obviously you won't have the cream and maybe not even the light pink, but you'll definitely have the white, yellow, and the red, so you can use those. If, again, like I said, if you own a smaller set of gouache paints, or if you want to buy them anyway and this is giving you an excuse to, then go ahead and do that. Now the washi tape I use is actually from the Magnolias shop, and I love it. It's so cute and nice, and I'm using it as a border for my paintings, and it works really well for that. Okay, getting to the actual painting process for the people who are painting. You just mix up as a base layer, go from this light yellow up to white. And I did that, I added a little cream in that too, just to give it that proper blend. And that's what I did. And then on top of that, you go in with a light pink color, which again, the base part of the petals where the yellow is where you want to lay down the pink on top. And once you've laid down the pink, you basically just want to lightly blend it up. like you'll see in a moment. And once the pink is blended up, you just add these little strokes of pink as well on top, just to give the flower some character and some depth. And like, if you look at petals closely, they have these veins going through them. I think that's what it's supposed to show, but I liked how it looked, and so I just went with it. So on the left side page, I've just done this drawing of flowers, painting well, but like basically it's just the flowers, and I'll add the quote at the bottom. But the page on the right, I did a branch on top, and I showed a few flowers and a few petals falling down, sort of like it would realistically. Now, as you can see, I'm going in with the pink like I told you guys before. Now, of course, you're gonna have to wait for each layer to dry. So in the middle of that, while I was waiting for the pink to dry, I thought I'd go ahead and finish the stems of both parts or both pages. I just basically mixed this green and this brown color, and I just went in and did that. And it's really quite simple. I just mixed the two colors and just painted over it. So there's this style of painting flowers that I've seen around on Instagram, where you paint the flowers and then you make a background behind them of a different color, but that background is smaller than the actual flowers. You guys will see what I mean in a minute. But basically, I just added the washi tape, like an extra line of washi tape, so that I would have a smaller background when compared to my flowers. Now, I didn't make the pink veins before I went and did this. I just went in with the background first. And another thing is, I made leaves, of course, as you guys saw. And another thing is that you will see that the blue looks quite streaky actually. I think that's just an issue with the paint, or maybe it's just because I haven't used it in so long. That blue is just streaky. Now I'm just writing down a mini calendar on the right side page, like I like to do with all of my cover pages, and I've used a sort of cursive flowy font for the word May, the title May. And now I'm just adding in those pink veins that I talked about, and yeah. So now I'm just taking out that second line of washi tape that I put in on that side, and now you can see what I meant when I said a background smaller than the actual flowers. And I removed that washi tape because I needed my flowers out in the open to add the pink veins like I did to the page on the right, which is what I'm doing. Once I'm done with this, I'll just go in with a little bit of diluted red paint and make borders for the petals of the flowers, just because I like that slightly graphic look. Just in general, that's my style. I think a slightly more graphic painting is just what I prefer, and that's what I'll do. And if you see the petals cutting off in the outermost layer of washi tape, that's on purpose. Do not worry, I'll erase it later so it looks kind of strange, but it's there anyway. Now I'm just writing down the rest of that quote, which says bring May flowers, continued from April. And I used my Tombow brush pen, I used the felt tip side of it, and as always everything that I use will be linked down below if you want to get any of it. None of it is affiliate, and yeah, I'm just flipping the page. As you can see, it took really long to do that particular cover page, but I think the result was so worth it, don't you? Now it is time for the monthly log page, and I'm just drawing mini magnolia flowers on the top and bottom of the page. Now for this particular monthly log, I just wanted to go in with horizontal lines because I didn't want that harsh look of boxes being there, since the theme is so flowy and flowery. That's why I just went in with lines, and that's what I'm going to do. It's also going to be a Dutch door monthly spread, which you will see me cut off that bit in a little bit. To illustrate the flowers in this particular spread, I literally just took the light pink color and then just blended it with some water so that it got a little bit lighter as it went towards the top of the petal, and I left it at that. I literally didn't even write the word May in the monthly log because I was like, what's the point? I already know it's May, and also I just didn't have space. But yeah. Now this is my mood and habit tracker page For my habit tracker, I just did a sort of vertical layout instead of the mini calendars that I usually do. You can see me mess up a bit in the middle, and then I have to go in and correct a bunch of the days, literally from 14 to 31. And basically I'll just write down my habits at the top, which is where I drew the horizontal line, and I will mark them down as I do them every day. For my mood tracker, I just drew in a bunch of flowers and a bunch of petals. Each petal represents a day. The large flower that I just outlined, that one will be my key, and I'm going to leave it blank, obviously. Not the key, I'll add to the key before the month starts, but I haven't in this video. I left everything else blank is what I meant. Now next, if you watched any of my Plan With Me's before, is my sugar meal and grocery log, and I'm just making that in vertical columns this time because it's a 31-day month, so horizontal columns wouldn't work and vertical columns are convenient anyway. So that's what I'm doing. It's just very simple. I don't add any flowers to this, it's just 4 columns. Next is my budget tracker, and as always the right side page is a log that I make with the price, the category of something, the brand, the serial number of what I spent, basically how many things I've spent my money on, and what the item itself is. On the left side page I draw in 5 bars because those are my 5 categories: groceries, restaurants, travel, laundry and shopping. And this is my budget tracker, and basically because I'm such a visual person, art student, I fill in the bars as I use up the money for that category. Now, sadly, I could not film my weekly spread as I was making it because my camera decided to run out of battery. Well, my phone decided to run out of battery and space. But I did want to try Elizabeth from Plant-Based Bride, her patent, well not her patent, but basically her very commonly used style, which is the rolling weekly, and I will link the video, the in-depth video that she did down below. And yeah, this is my flip through. I think the theme turned out just so amazing and so pretty, and yes, it took quite a bit of time actually to do, but I think that was so worth it. If you made it thus far in the video, leave a comment down below with a flower emoji, let me know that you did, and also respond to the question that I asked later, which is basically what is your theme for May. Again, this is my rolling weekly, and as you can see, it's quite simple. I hate not having the homework section, but I feel like that's going to be written down in the days section because she's like, you use the days section for notes and stuff as well. So I was like, okay.
So that was that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, head down below and subscribe and leave a like on the video. And tell me in the comment section what your theme, if you have one, for May is gonna be. I would love to know. And if you have any theme suggestions for June, leave them down below as well. I will look into them and sort of see if I want to incorporate them when the time comes. But I hope you all had fun watching the video and hope you're having an amazing day, and bye!